Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So let's just go ahead and start the call off by just grounding ourselves in, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Trusting that you're in a safe space for whatever is meant to come through for you today. Setting an intention for the call. And whenever you're ready, bringing yourself back in. I was going to pull a card.
Sure.
Cool. Do you want to tell me when to stop, or you just want me to pull it?
I'll let you pull. I need to stop trying to have control.
Okay. All right. Inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay.
Ah. Oh, that's so perfect.
Yes. I think that describes it all. I don't think I really need to read the description.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm. What's been coming through for you lately?
Simply that, like, just understanding that I do have the wisdom to move forward. Um, I'm in fear. Um, I'm in fear of not knowing what the next step is, and I still have this underlining thing where it's like I feel like I'm not showing up good enough, and that feel like to me all boils down to me, again, financially. I can't, like, I don't have a vehicle right now, so it's like I don't want to deal with nobody, and I'm like, oh well, can you pick me up? I don't know. Again, like we said before, have them the Uber. I can do stuff like that. Just learning to make different decisions. I'm not stuck, you know and like just me wanting to show up who I want to be. I can't do that right now until I be able to get money to dress the way I want to dress, or be able to get the makeup I want to wear, or stuff like that. Like it's just a whole bunch of different things that I'm making up that's stopping me from showing up as my greater self. So I just won't do it. I'm just like, nope. I know that I'm worth it. I know, like, that is no if, ands, or buts. I know, but it's just like actually moving on it is like, ugh. It's like the scary part.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that we've talked about before how you weren't even sure if like you were ready to date or wanted to date. So have you
Mm-hmm.
made that decision with yourself? Like, do I actually want to date right now?
I think I do. I think I do, only because I feel like I have focused so much on just life that I have not focused on like me, like as an individual. Like I always just think about my kids all the time, or I was always thinking about just paying bills, or just focus on where we living at, where we this and that. That I never had no room to even focus on, living for myself. So it's like I feel like I have lost that side of me, and I want that back.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to go all the way back, like, in the host stage, and things like that. But my body, I just, like, I didn't had like right now I have like a huge outbreak. Like I feel like my vagina feels like an open sore, like the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna breathe through this. I'm gonna pray through this, because I know that I stressed too much. I went too far. So I'm like, okay, so now I got to back it up, because I can't keep thinking like this, because then here I go. I'm breaking out, no matter if I'm taking the medication or not. Um, and that's the only time I get outbreaks, is when I really, really, really stress about something. So I'm like, okay, something needs to change, and that's what I'm craving. Like I want to have a social life,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just always thinking about the kids eating, or or me trying to find a car, or me trying to find somewhere to live, or like I didn't. did that for many years. Now I feel like I just want to let my hair down and relax. Like, we good.
So do you think that letting your hair down and relaxing is going to automatically bring you back to your hoe days or whatever that is for you?
um no, because like that's the thing, like I'm fearful for no reason. Like, it's nonsense. To me, I think it's nonsense that I really fear, because it's like at the end of the day, I need to understand that I did learn. I did learn. I'm not going to go do the same thing that I did when I was 16, because number one, I got to be cautious now because I have herpes. So that's already something that's already there. So it's like, I'm okay. So this, having herpes has built a different character around who I am now in the dating field, because now I need people to be honest with me, open with me, more mature, things like that. So I just need to stand on that. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm. Do you think
I
that you're
don't.
still feeding your energy into people who don't support the things that you actually want?
Yep. Yep. My energy is just too is the energy is too far into worrying about what such and so say that don't need had nothing to do with my growth, when I should be focused on the people that are progressing, or who we're pouring into each other. That's where my focus needs to be, not trying to figure out what the peasants back there in the sidelines that's not doing nothing, sitting on the bench, is saying.
Then why are you so worried about them?
I don't know.
It's doing something for you.
Pardon me?
It has to be doing something for you emotionally.
Because I like attention.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I need to understand, like, all attention is not good attention either. And what I was thinking either too, like, even as well, I was thinking like, trying to think back farther, like, we always talk about the inner child thing, like, deeper down, like, how did I, like, my parents, like, far as like my dad, like, I feel like I always show him accomplishments. Like, I graduated. Oh, Dad, look, I graduated. Oh, okay. Oh, Dad, look, I had a baby. Oh, Dad, I graduated again. Like, it was just like, that's the only times I really connect with him, is when I'm accomplishing something. But if I'm going through something or something like that, we don't talk. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that pattern is spilling off into a lot of areas in my life. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
It's possible, but when you say that you like attention, is this type of attention not attention that you're giving yourself and you're only seeking from these externals?
Yeah, I'm not giving myself enough attention.
And maybe, and I think it's human for us to, am I breaking up?
No, you're fine.
It's human for us to, we're so used to that like trauma where it's like, oh, what are they saying about us? Like, because we kind of use it as fuel to, make us keep going. It's like, well, I'm going to prove them wrong.
Yes.
But it's like, what if you realize that you get to prove yourself right? Like with or without them, if they're not really making an impact on your life, like you said, we don't have to give attention to everything, because all that's doing is dispersing your energy, right? Like, if all these guys are in your inbox and they aren't coming at you the way that like you want to be treated, asking yourself, like, am I really like serving my energy the correct way, or am I just doing this to get validation? And there's nothing, right? There's nothing wrong with getting validation from other people. We give it the meaning that, it can mean X, Y, or Z. But, knowing why you're doing that, right? Like knowing like, okay, right now I'm feeling lonely. I'm getting this validation from this person. Is this what I want to do? Maybe, maybe not. Obviously for yourself, you probably want to give yourself that validation.
Yes.
But as humans, we do seek validation from other people too.
Mm-hmm. And even just even in my last relationship, like, there was times where I felt like horrible. Like, I felt like nobody looked at, like I lost myself. So like I don't know if that's like I do know it is like my thing. Like, hold on, let me see if I got it real quick. Let me see if I still got it, because I feel invisible right now. Like, hello, what just happened here? You know, I think that too.
Of course you got it, and you got it, and you also get to keep it. I think your fear is that you're going to revert back to who you were before, and then you're going to lose yourself again. And then if you lose yourself, then that means you failed. And then if you failed, then your dad's going to be pissed, and all these other people are going to be judging you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like,
how does that when I say that?
Yeah, that's definitely what the issue is.
And again, it's not an issue.
It's not an issue.
Just something you want to be aware of and know that, like, okay, when I'm seeking validation from somebody else, it's because of my fear that, like, I'm going to revert back to this person. So it might be a defense mechanism where you're feeding all these people your attention because that's easier than like moving just past it and just like ignoring them, right? Like, like, what power you're letting these people with dirty feet who don't do anything for your life run power in your mind and like put like their dirty footsteps all over your mind. And that's like where you could be putting more energy into yourself, more energy into your children, more energy into your businesses, rather than, you know, worrying about like, oh, my ex said X, Y, or Z, and baby mama is now judging me for having OnlyFans. Like, who cares?
Right. Like, who cares? Like, let them.
Yeah. That says more about them than it does about you. But if you react to those situations, that's you dispersing your energy into that. And it's like, that's not what you want. You want to be dispersing your energy into all of these things. So, you know, your car and the money is just going to naturally attract itself to you.
Like, even my friend, like I get blessings all the time. Like, my friend, she purchased like 40, it's a whole bunch of wax. I think it was like 60 pounds or something like that of wax for me. And she's like, friend, just go ahead. And I'm like, are you serious? She brought me a whole bunch of gloves and the stick, like everything I need for my business. I'm like, thank you so much. So I'm just like, I have to just make sure I stay focused, but it's hard because Delaware is like so freaking small, I feel like. And it's like, I feel like every time he says something, it interferes with my business. And it's like the female, like, it's just like, I'm trying to figure out now, like, what should I do? Because like females just, they tend to, oh, I'm not coming to her because of this and this and that. I'm like, because of what he's saying. And that's interfering with my children, like with my livelihood. That's not fair.
It's not, but you feeding energy into that and being like, well, you know, all this, it's like, what about all these other people who are going to want to come to you because you're too past that.
Right. It's going to be more if I just go past instead of me trying to hold on to people that's waiting to judge.
Right. Like, if those people obviously aren't meant to work with you, if they're going to listen to, you know, the opinion of somebody else and not see who you are.
Right.
Yeah. And it is easier said than done when these people are around you all the time. It is harder to change when, so like Delaware is like your playground, right? And everybody goes to the same playground all the time. So it's hard when you continue to go to the same playground and everybody's around you who knows one another.
Right. Like, I'm telling you, like, our relationship is like the main topic of Delaware. Like, it's like crazy. And I'm like, I just want it to go away. I just want it to go away. Like,
the only way for it to go away is for you to stop feeding energy into it. And basically, somebody comments something, why make a Facebook post about it? It's just like, oh, how's blah, blah, blah doing? They're fine, even if you don't know. That's what I used to do with my exes. If people would be like, how's Dean doing? I'd be like, oh, he's great. Haven't talked to him in months.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but
not my business.
I got nothing else to say, but he's good. But it helped me cope too, right? Like, because I didn't want to think about what he was doing and I didn't want to spend my energy. So I was like, okay, what can I come up with to like respect, the relationship? Because like he is the father of your children. So you want to
Mm-hmm.
respect that. But besides that, you don't have to like push further.
Yeah, because it's like, and then it's like a fear of like, I'm telling you, the other day I was doing a video, recording a video with. Remember, I told you his friend. I'm friends with his ex friend, right? So we're recording this video, this movie, and I seen his car, like my kid's father car, like it looked like his car is the same kind of car, and my heart started pounding, and I'm like, oh my god, here he come, but it wasn't him, and I'm like, this fear has to stop. Like I'm always fearing that he's going to pop up, and which he did. Like one day he popped up to my house like a couple days ago because he was mad I had an OnlyFans, and it was a guy. One of my guy friends was here. He was at the doorstep. He had a gun on his hip. What if something happened? All because you want to be like, why are you? So that fear too is just like, that is draining.
Have you set that boundary with him?
Definitely. I told him he's not allowed to my house. Even his kids were with him. They weren't even here. So I'm like,
You can call the police. I know that's not the first thing people want to do, especially,
right.
but like, don't be coming to my house.
Like, don't come to my house. Don't do that. And I don't want to put nobody in no type of situations like that. I'm not messy. I don't want drama. And
Yeah.
now the guy looking at me, he's sitting in my house, sitting on the edge of my couch. Like, I said, I mean, you can leave if you want to. You're uncomfortable. You can leave. Like, he's not coming back. But if you feel uncomfortable, you can leave. Like, it was just weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. So,
And, obviously your ex still is working through a lot of his own stuff. So, like, your ex is going to be a huge factor in your growth. Your ex is for you to, figure out, like, do you want to allow the things that he does to trigger you, and finding like the root cause of the trigger? Like, do you think that you're still subconsciously maybe seeking your ex's approval in some type of way?
I'm not seeking his approval. It's it's probably more of a showing. It might be trying to seek approval. Like, I just want you to see that I'm not who you made me out to be, type thing.
Yeah.
I think I'm living for that.
Yeah. And can you see the trend where it's like that, and then with your dad as well?
Yeah.
So it goes hand in hand. So it's like a deep rooted thing, So like when these triggers are triggered, asking yourself, like, what do I need? Because you have all the answers in here. Like, other people can validate you, but really all of your answers that you need are already in here. And other people are just putting the band-aids over it. Just
And
covering it.
and I really came to the conclusion, like with my dad, I was like, you know what? Excuse my language, but fuck it. Fuck it. Like, I'm not going to keep chasing this man down. Like, if he don't want to have a relationship with his grandkids, fine. It's okay. If he want to just pass money to his grandkids and stuff like that, that's fine. You do that. You keep it moving. It's fine. I can't live my life trying to please and trying to figure out where my place is in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Whoo, that's the root.
That's exhausting doing that. But now you've replaced your dad with your ex.
Yeah. There we go. That's exactly what happened. Because I'm sitting here like, why is this so strong? Like, I don't understand. Because I bounced back fast from the exes. I don't I don't understand what's going on. But this one right here, I'm like, sheesh. I can't shake it. Like, and that's because it attached to something that was really core.
Exactly.
Mm. Interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't have to have a meaning, right? It's like now that you know, you
Just
can do
knowing.
it's the knowing. And then from there, it's like you're going to become more aware of it when that's happening. And then you just keep working with that part of you.
I don't have to prove anything. I just need to sit here and just be me.
Yeah.
I don't have to prove anything.
The only person you're proving is you're proving that the other people are still getting the energy from you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the last thing you want is, that doesn't show growth. That just shows like, oh, I'm now focusing my energy here.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm easily moved. I'm not really grounded as I thought I was because I'm easily moved when I should have just let that just, you're supposed to just fly by. Like, oh, I seen that. Oh, okay. Oops, excuse me.
And it may be a flyby and oh, that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But like letting it process inside yourself rather than being like, oh, like, why did this person just show up at my house and who do they think they are? And I've seen those statuses.
Oh my God. I know it was crazy. I'm just tired. Like it's just like every single day, like people are like, and it's like, and I told people like, stop telling me what he said. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, just leave me alone.
Well, stop telling them that you don't care and start showing them by not even giving them a response. If somebody wants to tell you how you need to communicate or talk or whatever, you try to stay grounded in what your truth is and why you're saying these things. And if it's in integrity with like, your core values, then why even give them the energy of responding back to them and being like, I'm going to say what I want or
Don't even say I don't care. Just say that is not
you say nothing.
Yeah.
Or you give it a heart. That's what I do. I just heart people.
Or a thumbs up.
Something. Or
nothing. Or just a red. Just left one red.
Yeah. I mean, I have to do this with my business, right? And it's the same thing with friends. If I don't have the emotional capacity to answer the questions that are coming into my DMs all the time, then it's going to get a heart. Like, I don't owe anybody anything. I don't always have to be answering other people's questions about herpes just because they ask me questions and I'm open about it.
Yes, I'm like that. What, like, I had this one post, it was like a repost of like, it was like this long post about, women holding on to guys or something like that. It was like this long post. This man went on there and was fussing. Well, it happens to men too. And I was like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I mean, make a post about encouraging men. Like, I was like, I didn't even read all this post. And I told him like specifically, I didn't even read all this post. And then I ended up blocking him because he was just going in. But I was just like, nope. I don't have time for that type of energy. So let me just block you.
Yep.
And that's just what you have to do, just like literally in real life.
Exactly.
In your mind.
It's not easy, like, trust me, I feel rude when I don't answer somebody or like I'm being a bitch or I'm doing this, but that's only because like I have boundaries and women who have strong boundaries are stigmatized and told that you're a bitch because you're not just like letting people walk all over you.
And even another thing, the boundary thing is a big play too. Like I had this other guy, because even like it's hard even figuring out which guy to even deal with. Like it's so many guys that just try to talk to me, but I'm just using my discerning spirit, like, talk to him, be like, oh no, I ain't gonna talk to him. But this one guy, he basically contacted me and was like, yeah, I just want you to give me some head. Like, I'm like, what? He's like, I'll pull up and you come in my car. I'm like, no. Like, what is wrong with these people?
Is this from OnlyFans?
No, he wasn't on my OnlyFans. He said he don't want to go on my OnlyFans. He wants to see me in person.
I mean, again, they're gonna be men too. And if that is not something that you want to do, you don't have to even respond to them. I just block and delete those people.
That's it.
Yeah, bye. I don't even respond to you because that's not the type of energy that you're bringing up in here.
Right.
I don't even care if like you're gonna pay me, right? Like if you're gonna pay
Right.
me, no, because you're still gonna
Right.
be respectful,
Right.
and then maybe that would happen after you've been respectful. But don't just come at me with that.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
would
that's for somebody special, not to just you
block,
crazy.
delete, block and delete. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Yeah. So.
What else you got?
You.
Mm,
Mommy, what is that?
I think that's it. Honestly, like I'm excited for it new. I know I know I did grow a lot. I do feel excited that being in these groups have helped me a lot. Because I have not responded to a lot of things like I would have, but mentally like it's like a little mind boggling. It does something to me, like again, like stressing, making me have outbreaks. So that's the part I'm trying to get through. So I do see progress. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So
Trust me, there's still times where I want to respond to people and you don't think I want to cuss people out, girl?
you be like, delete.
Yeah. Or I'm just like, like it doesn't deserve my energy. And especially like on TikTok, like people will comment things, but then other people will just come in and respond to them.
Right.
When I first read the comment, of course it stings. Like I'm a human. Like,
Right.
ooh.
Right.
If it didn't sting, then I would be like, are you really human?
Yeah. Yeah. And then sometimes you just have, like, at the end of the day, like you just got I'm learning to understand, like, it's perspectives. Like perspectives, everything has a different perspective. Like nothing's accurate.
Only accurate to you. What your worldview is only accurate for you.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like I was trying to explain this earlier to my friend. I was like, you know what you looks like. They can't see what you looks like because you don't even know what you look like. So how can you expect for somebody to see exactly what you look like? What looks like for you. I mean, people do see your light, like people can see outside in, but just certain things, like deeper than that. Like, you got to understand, just be confident in you. That's what creates the light.
Yep. The more you're confident in you, the more people see that because you're having those boundaries. You're, not putting up with anybody else's shit. You're doing what makes you feel good.
Right. Because my thing was, I was like, okay, Janice, because I was like, all right, so I'm being triggered. I know that social media is not a good place for me to be when I'm being triggered because I don't know how to be quiet sometimes. So, but then I thought about it too. Okay, there's a lot of people that text me, call me, like my post, stuff like that are inspired by me. So it's like, do I let one or two, three people mess that up from multiple people who are inspired by me? Like, I have to play my part. I have to be in my purpose. Like, I don't have time to take myself out of character for the people that's inspired by me to see that.
Then why do you keep doing it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the thing. We gotta stop. Like, girl, you got people looking up to you, honey. You can't do this. You can't do this. And I know this. That's why I really be like, Janice, like, you know better. You know better. Just do better.
Well, you know better. You are doing better, and you're also human.
Yes. Yes. So just trying to stay focused on how will my lovely viewers enjoy this today? Okay, don't do that. just start being mindful of what I'm putting out, like what I'm putting out into the universe.
Yeah, and asking yourself when you're putting it out there, like, is this in integrity with who my highest self is? Or am I doing this because I'm looking for validation or feedback or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
am I coming from all up in here? Or am I coming from heart?
Yes. Like the emotions. Like it needs to be logic.
Yep.
Exciting.
It is. And it's always changing and growing. And there's, every level has a level.
Yes. There's levels to this thing. That's what I be telling people. Like it's levels. Like you just always have to just continue to keep growing and growing and growing, keep learning and growing and growing. And I feel like once I learn something, it's like somebody comes right behind that needs the lesson I just learned.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It is.
Yeah. It's the beauty of it. So, but other than that, I think I'm cool. And I know, like, I just know because I get so detached from the people that do feed me. It's I know I know when I'm not supposed to be where I'm supposed to be because I'll be like so gone and I'm like, wait, where is everybody at? And they're like, they're there. Like Barry called me yesterday. It was like, hey, I said, you know what, Barry, I needed you. He was like, I always been here. One phone call away. I was like, I know. I talked to Steph the other day too. I was like, you just got to use your resources. Use what you have.
Yeah.
Use your resources and continue to grow. Especially when you start getting in those times where you get dark and when you feel like you're going that way. You have the opportunity to always make a U-turn and come back.
You sure do.
Yes.
Love
Life
that.
doesn't. Yes, like life does not have. You know that sign that say no U-turn.
Yeah.
Life doesn't have that.
Life, you can make U-turns.
Yes. Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, but I think that's it.
Cool. Well, everybody who's watching the replay, I'm sure there's some golden nuggets in here that we all go through that, you can relate to in some area of your life, like letting fear run patterns and cycles and all the things. So if you have any questions about anything Janice and I talked about, post it in the group. And if not, we will talk soon.
Yes. Talk to you later.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.